I really can't stay.
Betty, it's cold outside.
Hi, welcome to Fitnessmanswers. I'm your Monday Fitnessmanswers guy, and today's episode has to do with the weather outside. If you're in a place like Iowa right now, you're seeing that the weather outside now is a lot different than it was even 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, you could go out and work outside and do exercise outside in just a short sleeve tech shirt and a pair of shorts. You were sweating like the dickens, and you were enjoying the weather. The season wasn't quite changed yet, even though the leaves might have been. Well, you go out anytime recently. I already ran one time in the snow already this year in Iowa, and it's only going to get worse. So this week's episode has to do with how has the weather change affected your exercise as well as your workouts. How are you going to do things differently over the next 4 months that you did in the previous 4 months? And for me, when I first got to working out, I wasn't always so tough. When I saw the weather get down to 0 degrees, I thought, who would be crazy enough to go outside and go out running in this weather? But you know what? I found out that actually I like going out and running in the cold weather. One, you don't have as many people out. You get a certain toughness factor for just going out and working out in that day. And two, because there's not enough people, there's not a whole lot of people out, you don't typically have to run around traffic as much. You kind of have the road to yourself. So with that all said, here's some helpful hints on about how to continue to work out when it's cold outside. First, you got to figure out what your dress should be. The rule of thumb for running is always dress as if it was 20 degrees warmer. So if it's 70 degrees outside, obviously dress like it would be 90 degrees outside. So if you would normally dress at 90 in just a pair of shorts and a loose singlet, that would be how you would want to dress at 70. At 50, you dress however you would normally dress at 70, which might be a tech shirt and pair of shorts, or maybe a long sleeve shirt. So at that point, we start getting into the colder weather period of time. So what do you do when it's 50 degrees outside, or 30 degrees outside, or 0 degrees outside? And I like to think of it, like to use stratifications upon basically what the wind chill is doing and the weather is doing. And if it's like 30 to 50, my typical running attire is probably a tech shirt of some sort, either probably long sleeve or short sleeve, a loose fitting athletic jacket, and a pair of shorts. If it's really chilly out or really windy out, I'll throw on either a pair of running tights and throw the shorts over top, or a pair of jogging pants. I'm not a big fan of the whole running in jogging pants, as you know, I like to keep the weight down as much as possible in terms of stuff that I'm actually wearing. So normally I like to wear the tights and shorts over top, because you know what? I'm a dad and no one wants to see that junk. So after that, going down to the next stratification, what do I do next? Add a pair of running gloves, because I hate running with cold hands. I also put on, obviously, a jogging hat, just a stocking cap of some sort. Gets too much further down, I might also throw on over top the Under Armour or the tech shirt, I might throw another piece of cotton on, because obviously you don't want to put the cotton on first, because the cotton doesn't wick as well as the Under Armour's material does. And that way you keep it, and then throw the athletic jacket over top, so actually on top you'd have 3 layers. If it gets too much colder under than that, that's usually up until maybe 10 degrees Fahrenheit. If it gets below that, then I usually wear a balaclava face mask over top, just so that I'm not breathing in the cold air, and the air gets warmed up before it hits my lungs. Just helps you run, helps you exercise. What's the other thing you want to worry about as the weather changes or as the season changes? Well, you know what's coming up? Daylight savings time change. And it's getting darker sooner. It's 9 o'clock now. It used to be that it was light out at 9 o'clock and I could go out and run with not having to worry about anything. So at minimum, when you're going out and exercising in the evening dusk hours, you want to wear something reflective. You want to make sure that those people around you can see you. Not only because you don't want to be hit, it's so that they can congratulate you as you're running down the road, that they can holler out, hey, cheers, good job. Not really, but obviously you want them to see you. If it's dark, like it is now, in which it's pitch dark outside, you might want to even add a light, a blinking light to you, because obviously the reflective gear only works as if their headlights are on you and they're being reflected back at them. If you're around the corner, their headlights are probably not on you yet, and you still want them to be able to see you. So obviously you want to be emitting some light of your own. I often run with a little light emitting diode pack right here that blinks just subtly enough to make sure that the people are seeing me around me. So as it gets darker sooner, make sure you're seen by those around you so that you don't get hit by a car. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some things to think about as the weather gets cooler. How else is my exercise going to change? I'll probably run just a little bit less. I'll go from running 5 days a week down to running 4 days a week, and I'll be doing some more off training during that time. And during the evening, as the winter comes, this is also one of my fun running seasons of the year. I get to do a whole bunch of cross-country training runs. If you've seen some of my past videos, you've seen the Living History Farms run race that I've done in the past, in which you're running through the cold streams in the middle of November. I got one of those races coming up in 2 weeks, so it gives me a chance to break away from maybe perhaps more serious running to do a lot more for the fun run. So I hope this reaches everyone in good health, and make sure you subscribe over there, because I know the guys that are coming up after me would certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
Sense of hurting my pride.
I really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out.
Ah, but it's cold.